this is Marjabin Paroj from Pakistan, and you're watching my YouTube channel Insani Ittihad, which aims to invoke a little bit of humanity in all of us through awareness and understanding. So, today something really miraculous happened to me when I was actually pondering and thinking over the Torah portion that I read. And I don't know why I read that, but I just wanted to read it. And I read it, and then the entire day. And this used to happen to me when I used to study Torah with my rabbi, with a rabbi. And for weeks and days, this one concept would just go around in my head, and I would try to understand it and get as much deep spirituality out of it. And exactly that happened to me since I was reading this, and it was kind of going through my head. And then I was pondering over it, and I realized, and then simultaneously I was reading something else about entirely different thing. I was studying about the people, the Levant people who existed in the area which is nowadays Israel and Jordan. And I was thinking that what kind of people, who were these people? And this I wanted to study, and this was online. I mean, I don't have very sophisticated. I don't have actually access to sophisticated libraries and books, but I really wanted to know that did the Palestinian people, or what kind of people existed before the land was given to the Israelites. So and I was just looking through it, and it was all this random internet search. And then also, I mean, there were things coming in front of my eyes while the concept that I had studied in Torah was also going around in my head. And the people who invaded, people who came and Levant people, there were different tribes and stuff. So I was just wondering that, in Bereshit, when Adam and Eve ate the fruit from the tree of knowledge, Hashem says to them that now you go to the lowest part or the lowest place on earth and make it holy for me, because you no longer belong in the Garden of Eden after eating the fruit from the tree of knowledge. And now you have to go to the lowest place on earth and transform it into the most holiest place. And then Hashem will dwell amongst his people that he created through Adam and Eve, and his chosen people, and then later on the generations and stuff. And then Moses is commanded to build an ark, and then Hashem dwelled amongst the Israelites. And when Moshe died and Joshua was made the leader and the commander of the Israelites, and then Joshua was commanded to clear the land from those people who existed there, the Levant people, and kill everyone. Hashem actually said that. And this concept also kind of bothered me, that why would a God who wants to create a holy place in the most lowest level on earth, and then he wants to kill everyone? And then you ask that question, and then you ponder on what were those people sinful, like the people of Sodom and Gomorrah? And then Sodom and Gomorrah people were given a huge time span to do whatever they want. And God actually gets angry at them on the moment that Abraham has guests, and those guests are holy. They are actually angels. And then these people say that we want to, molest these angels, these people, these guests. And all of a sudden, Hashem becomes this angry God, and he destroys Sodom and Gomorrah, as if, making a statement of like, enough is enough. You're just too sexualized, and you just don't have any limits and any boundaries, and you need to just, that's it, you're gone. And I was wondering why this word, the lowest world. What does that mean, lowest world? And randomly, I Googled that on earth, what part or what place is the lowest to sea level? Where does that lowest part on earth exist in terms of lowest level, lowest sea level? And it was Dead Sea. It was Israel and Jordan. Dead Sea was the lowest point on earth, where the Israelites actually crossed into Israel from Jordan. And I was just shocked that from the very beginning of Adam and Eve, Hashem is saying to them that now you go to the lowest place and make it holy for me, or make it like the Garden of Eden, so I can come down to that lowest level and dwell amongst my people, amongst the Israelites. And then I realized that until or whenever this land, Israel, this lowest place on earth, was under the supremacy of other people other than the Beni Israelite, it was actually full of evilness. Whether it was Assyrians conquering it and making it a hub of idol worship, and that idol worshipping and that paganism had toxified the entire world, not just this lowest place. And then, whether it's Romans or Greeks or the Levant people, the paganistic people who existed before the Israelites actually crossed over after 400 years of exile in Egypt, were actually extremely paganistic and perhaps evil too. So I realized that in this lowest place on earth, if it's in the hands of Gentiles, other than Israelites, other than the people, the Israeli people, the Beni Yisrael, it's full of evilness and paganism, and it draws, and the Gentiles draw out the holiness from this lowest place on earth. They drag it out, and then they spread that evilness, that paganism, that negativity to the rest of the world. And this is exactly what happened to the Britishers when they colonialized, Jordan and this entire area. Their empire came to an end. It came to an end. Romans ruled the whole world, but when they came to Eretz Yisrael and spread their paganism there in this lowest world, their empire crashed. Similar thing happened to Assyrians or Babylonians. And Persians still have their oldest civilization, perhaps because they made a bit of reparation by allowing the Jews to go back and rebuild the second Beit HaMikdash, but never. But it's never to mention it's I mean, Babylonians were the ones who actually destroyed the first Beit HaMikdash, and that's why they also, their civilization is gone. The traces of that remain in, whether Iraq or Persian tradition, but most of it is out. Then similar thing happens to the Greeks, the Ottomans, when they conquered this land and sort of forced Islamization of the region, their empire collapsed. So that hit me that perhaps from the very beginning, and not just that point when Joshua was ordered or ordered to enter into Israel and you know kill all those people and inhabit the land and inherit that land, but perhaps this this inheritance was given to the Beni Israel in heaven when Adam and Eve was created, when the first human couple was created. It was the promise and it was the destiny to the Beni Israel to have this land, inherit this land, and inhabit this land, and make it holy, and do not allow its inheritance and its control to non-Jews or Gentiles, because this land, this lowest place on earth, becomes extremely evil no matter who conquers it. If that conquering entity is a Gentile, the land will become the hub of paganism and evilness and violence, and that will spread across the world. And we see it. We see it with all those civilizations. Egyptians stopped, the Jewish people to go back to their Eretz Yisrael and make it holy. Then Hashem destroyed the Egyptian civilization. So Hashem inherently wants this lowest place on earth to illuminate with Judaism, with heavenly divineness. And that can only happen when this piece of land, this small piece of land, the lowest place on earth, is inhabited and inherited and taken care of by the Beni Israel, the Jewish people. So I just got this amazing, miraculous understanding of concepts which were troubling me. So I just thought that I should share this, that, maybe it's the destiny of the Israelites to make this lowest place on earth full of holiness, so the divine can dwell in this lowest place on earth, and then righteousness and goodness can spread across the world. So I would like people who study Torah and study Midrashim and other other spiritual texts, other Jewish texts, and Tanakh, they should ponder over it and realize, if this crazy woman from Pakistan, who is a wannabe Jew, thinking straight in this direction, it kind of give me a lot of clarity on a lot of concepts. So I hope it enlightens you too, whoever is listening and watching. So thank you very much and have a great day.